Okay, so we have actually got a really big treat for you. Last year at UX Australia, they ran what they called Improv talks, which was basically somebody, a UX professional, went away and made a bunch of slides that they gave to another UX professional when they stood up in front of the entirety of UX Australia. So we're running some improv talks here tonight, and we have 3 super volunteers. These people do not know their topics. They have never seen their slides. They have no idea what it is that they're about to stand up here and talk about. So, you got it?
I'm not opening it, obviously, because it has a first screen.
I know. Okay. So our first volunteer, because I kicked her until she said yes, is my extraordinarily beautiful business partner, Lisa Harris. Yay! Now, as I said, these people have no idea what they're actually up here to stand and talk about, and are going to be making it up on the spot. So I encourage all of you to be kind and be generous.
Do not be generous.
How much?
Oh, yeah, no, be generous.
Lisa, your topic follows on very, very nicely from Erin's talk, which is number 1. Please do open it,
So,
Joe.
what, 30 seconds?
5 minutes on the clock, 30 seconds per slide. So we have 10 slides, excluding introduction and thank you very much.
Excluding my introduction to myself.
No, you don't introduce yourself, that's fine. No, you just go, man. Okay, so Lisa, your topic is preparing for Murphy's Law when stuff goes wrong in user research. You ready to go? Suck it up, princess. 5 minutes on the clock. We will advance in 30 seconds, so go to the first one.
What I'm going to be talking about this evening, I'll let you know first what I'm going to be talking about, then I'll talk about it, and then I'll tell you what I talked about, but I can't tell you what that is because I've got no effing idea. When observers go wild sounds like something you've been doing at work recently, Erin. A contextual inquiry.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is the slide where I'm meant to talk about what's on the slide.
Yeah, talk about the slide. Okay.
When observers go wild, this is what happens. They may be standing or sitting in a usability testing facility behind one-way glass, and they forget that if they make a little bit of noise, other people, such as participants, can hear them laughing. Then they underprepare. Who's that? Who underprepares?
I don't know. This is your top, Beth.
I do this at work all the time. I should be able to stuff up so easily. The underpreparer don't plan. See, this is what I did tonight. I haven't prepared for this talk at all. I've got no idea what the slide's about. And I've done this in presentations never except for tonight. Oh, so no, you shit. Don't show up with... Okay, let's get serious. You know your shit. There is no possible way you're ever going to turn up to a usability session and not know your shit, because you've got an idea of who your client is and you know your job. So even if you don't actually know your shit, you can fake it well enough that your client won't even realise, and you probably will get through the end of the session at some point and think, fuck, I know so well what I just talked about. Technical glitches. Like the microphone didn't work, for example. The recording session didn't start. Sometimes you turn up to a session, the client wants you to bring a video recording device, which is your iPhone, and the battery goes flat halfway through the session. What do? Don't tell anyone, because the client never wants to see them anyway. Technical glitch number 1. Transcript. They don't read them. Watch for the ice. Do not smoke meth before you start a session. That's the number 1 rule. If you smoke ice, well, watch for it first of all, because you can see you want to put it in your pocket. But then you may not be able to focus on what you're talking about. So probably, watch out that you don't run out, and that you don't pay too much, and that the person who is meant to be switching the slide isn't high. The misrecruit. Misrecruit could be that the recruiter doesn't actually do their job. They misrecruited. They might be female. You could get the wrong person. The wrong person in recruiting is actually this. You have a session, you have a project that doesn't actually exist. I'm single, I want a really hot guy, he's a vet, not married, loves whippets. I'm going to recruit for that But there's no fucking project. Then I pick the guy. You don't want a grunter. I'm not even going to talk about this slide because no one likes grunters. No one likes hoikers. Do not fart. Beer burps. I can't do the little. Don't do a beer burp. Oh, I cannot read and talk, but I can drink. We've got great time in us. Where are the babes? I can't read. That's my personal agenda. Where are the babes? Put your hands up right now. And then I probably won't remember because I'm drinking during a presentation. Go and stand in front. Go and stand in front of that video recording. I don't even know what the microphone is right now. I probably won't even know if you're male or female by the end of the night. The money taker. That's Karcher. I love her though. She's a great business partner. She does all of our finances. I don't even watch the business account going down and down and down. But I did get paid a few months ago. That's what you would call a money taker. What? Only there for the. Oh, okay. They're only there for the incentive. Oh, me, because we work together. Okay. If people turn up to a session and you work out that they're only there for the incentive and they don't actually know, or they've been misrecruited like the previous slide, don't pay them. The toilet button is on your backside. International problems. Oh, you know when you go to Japan, they don't sometimes have toilet buttons. That's an international problem, but they have all these other buttons that are sort of like swipe things and it flushes up your bottom. Bottom button. It flushes up your bottom button. I don't know what that's about. But I can say right now with it. This talk is. Now, before I finish, I've still got a few seconds. Everyone stand up and touch your bottom button. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's excellent, Lisa. You're awesome. Do we have a volunteer out of the audience who wants to give a 5-minute improv talk on something to do with UX?
Yeah.
Jay, get up here! Woo! Seriously, large round of applause for Jay. Thank you very much, Jay. All right, Jay, your topic is
Yeah.
not that.
No?
No, that's
What?
wireframes versus prototyping. This is Jay's topic.
Oh,
Go. 5 minutes on the clock.
Hello, and thank you for coming to Wireframes versus Prototyping. You see here your standard wireframe, and the defect that we have with your typical wireframe is that it's static. You see all the callouts here that are pointing to things that we may or may not understand, and we're expecting the user to kind of figure out what is supposed to happen in this screen. And so what I'll be trying to prove in this talk is that prototyping takes the whole the model that you're trying to present to users for testing a lot further. Now, as we start off any kind of design exercise, we do begin with sketching, and that's fine. And they often take the form of a prototype. I mean, of a wireframe. But the sketches are just a step. They're just an intermediary part for us to get to where we actually want to get to, which is something that allows us to enable us to model the experience we're trying to develop for our users. Yeah, see, like I said, wireframes are static. They're dead. They have no life. They are removed from any kind of semblance of living, breathing, heart and life-affirming interaction, which is why we're all members of the Interaction Design Association, right? So, they're gray and they look kind of funny, and if you look in here, this is Latin, which is a dead language, which further proves my point. And now here we are. This slide is, I'm interpreting this slide now, and it says that, yeah, well, a wireframe is like a strobe light. It's on a really, really slow cycle. And so maybe you're dancing around and you see something, and then maybe people are moving closer to you or further away, but you're trying to interpolate between what that strobe is when you see the wireframe and what's going to happen next. Maybe somebody will run right into you. Yep. This is very true. I produced a 120-page Visio annotated spec back in the old waterfall days in 2004, and it was like this big. And of course, the complaint was that nobody read it. But I created it, which actually was pretty good because I didn't understand everything. Nobody else did because nobody read the doc. But it was long and tedious.
Was it a good summary?
Huh?
Was it a good summary?
No. So can we bifrost wireframes? Well, so yes, I think that we can bifrost wireframes. I went to a workshop by a guy who's really big into prototyping named Todd Zakiwarfel, and he does a lot of coding right in HTML5, and he uses the semantic structures in HTML5 to skip past wireframing altogether, and he just builds boxes in the code, and then slowly they accrete things from jQuery until they become sort of a working model. And it's kind of interesting how much a box that moves or a box that switches screens is more communicative than a annotated wireframe with all of the text and the labels all placed in there. So because what we're designing is interaction, and yes, prototypes can better support user-centered design.
I'm trying to help, you know.
Right, because I think it's when we look at what our products are trying to do, it's to facilitate a goal, and when the product kind of works with people as they, even if they're pretending to do things, the interaction sort of works better for them, perhaps. Yes, this is very true. This is very distracting.
Oh, I didn't realize the picture was. I like that. I like that colour.
Yes, it's a pink color there that I really like. I think that we all understand this one already, so I should have removed this slide from the deck. So I found that the ranking of your presentation goes up higher if you put small children or puppies into the slides. So this is my obligatory puppy and child slide. What do you think about prototypes versus wireframes?
Puppies.
Prototypes.
Wait, prototypes? Okay, wireframes. Oh. Win!
Okay, so Yuri, your topic is mobile UX is tricky. Here's some tips.
Thank you. Because I'm actually a software engineer, I'm far from UX in the past.
5 minutes on the clock. Go.
Oh, it's easy. Everyone trying to do mobile
Can you
application.
tell them?
Everyone trying to do mobile application, just copying desktop, making it simple, making it smaller. Just remove all the features and you will get applications that nobody will use. Happens all the time.
You get 30 seconds.
So the truth. Everyone do it already. Why not? No, the new company started from mobile and it's good.
Tell them. not
Successful
me.
companies started doing mobile first. That's the only way to get success now. And other companies, the older one, you can start with LinkedIn. They tried to do like mobile after desktop, and they failed with doing HTML5. Then they go native, and application is still so they also fail. Ignore the platforms. When you're using PhoneGap, you get the cheapest application, you're doing it fast, you can test it, but it obviously failed. And many companies, many good companies, I know many Australian banks went that way. You still can check NAB, it's a very good application, it's HTML5. I choose another bank because of mobile application. Yes, and window. You have BlackBerry. You have the icon. People know what it is. Yes, they save BlackBerry by installing Android applications there. So yeah. I don't know what do you mean by capture more than touch input, like geolocation, sensors. We have a lot of funny stuff on mobiles. You can create physical games like, I don't know, seriously. Thank you. Recently I started disabling all notifications from all the applications on my Android phone because interaction like somebody liked my post, somebody liked tweet, somebody liked something. Now I started hating notifications in Android because it's always interrupting you. And I enjoy iPhone for 10 days. It doesn't have so much notification as Android. I had iPhone 5s for 10 days and I returned it because I don't like it. But there are good sides as well. Include developers in the design if they're interested, because some of developers just don't give a love about applications they're creating and they're ready to do whatever they're given. So don't push people to design, only those who want to. I am a geek. No, but some companies decided if application done for enterprise, you can provide a manual, 50-page, read before using, like, they even make money on creating courses, how to use application. Training to use application, it's serious, it just exists. Nobody looks for easy and cheap way, everyone wants to invest money and get more money. What? Seriously? Why are you doing this weekend? No Android phone is then. Okay, let's try to evolve. Yeah, the next step will be S5, Galaxy S5. The mobile marketplace. Yeah, we're all waiting for Google Glasses to be public for sale. I still didn't get one. Can you imagine custom to get them 500? Custom tax? Terrible. Google provided the content-first design principle ages ago, but a lot of applications nowadays still using splash screens, like banks application, telco applications, and Google was talking about like half a year. The splash screen is like for all devices who cannot provide content immediately. I have the same picture, the same puppy. Obviously application, because of responsive design, you cannot get the same user experience in HTML, because browsers small on most of Android devices, so application. Who prefer HTML5 experience? One person, two people, three, wow, more. On mobile device, you prefer HTML5 experience?
Designing or using?
Depends. Like, you
Depends.
can't say like generically.
No, but generically click of the button like 300 milliseconds.
Download a freaking app.